I was walking into Parliament House on Sunday, just as a gaggle of National Party members were walking out of their 4-hour meeting, a meeting where they didn't decide anything because they needed a bit more time. For people who are in government, albeit as the junior coalition partner, at the 11th hour, as the Prime Minister books his VIP to Glasgow to a crucial global meeting on climate change, well, for a group who have no policy whatsoever except to resist, they look pretty relaxed. And that's when it struck me that these people think it's some game. It's just a game to have a bit of fun with. This isn't about, quite frankly, the future of our country and our planet. They looked very relaxed, as though it was a sport, just to secure a few select votes in certain parts of the country. Ironically, the votes of people who are profoundly affected by a failure to have a climate change policy and who are going to bear the brunt of global impacts if the Liberals and Nationals continue to twiddle their thumbs. These people seem to think it's okay to play a game, and not just this game. It's a game that's not going to cost just in the future, but it's already costing this country now. It's costing people in my electorate now. These people seem to think that you're a competent government if you have 21 different energy policies in the course of your government. Seriously. Although, let's be clear, today, Australia does not have a coherent energy policy, let alone a policy to tackle climate change. I think we've been a bit gentle in the language about this, and I want to make it very clear that over the last decade, they have misled the country on the effects of acting on climate change or not acting on climate change. They knew it was a lie to say that there'd be $100 roasts. They knew it was a lie to say electric vehicles would kill the weekend. And they knew it was a lie to say that the world's biggest battery was as useful as the big banana. They said these things knowingly. They said it knowing that what they were saying was not right. And that's from Tony Abbott through to Scott Morrison. We have been misled as a country. On this side, we have remained firm, knowing how important it is to take action on climate change. And people know it in my electorate more than many other places because we live it. This week, 8 years ago, I stood owning one dress, one pair of shoes and one set of underwear, because that's all that was left when my house burnt down in the Winmalee bushfires. I was one of nearly 1,000 people. 200 houses were destroyed in a single afternoon. We lived that. 2 years ago next week, the Gospers Mountain fire was started. And that was part of a black summer that saw 33 people die, and more than 400 people die from inhaling smoke. These are consequences that people experience now. These are not future costs. But the costs are also monetary, because to live in a community like mine, it costs you extra if you choose to live there. And we do choose, because it's an incredible place. But we pay more for insurance. If you can get it, as my colleague says, if you can get it for bushfires or floods. And it won't be long before we probably have trouble getting it for storms as well, as climate change makes these extreme weather events even more extreme. We pay more to build our houses. We don't just have a timber front door, we're not allowed to have a timber front door. In fact, my house is not allowed to have a single piece of timber anywhere on the exterior. It's concrete, it's steel, it's cortens, it's heavy things, it's windows like skyscraper windows, so that should a fire come through, a fierce fire like we saw, should that come through, it has greater resilience. That costs not just tens of thousands of dollars extra, but sometimes, in our case, hundreds of thousands of dollars extra for those in the most intense likely flame zone areas. Same with floods. We also pay through the anxiety and the mental health impacts, and that's a cost that you are responsible for if you fail to act.